All right, today we're diving into something really cool, a cosmological system called Ravashar. You might also know it as the sacred beast wheel. This is a totally different way of looking at the zodiac, and it's all about unlocking a much deeper layer of who we are. So let's get into it. Okay, so let me just ask you this. What if you didn't have just one animal soul, but two? Think about it. One that's kind of like your day-to-day guide, your conscious self, and another one, something deeper, more primal, fueling your instincts. What would that mashup, that combination, actually say about you? Well, that question right there, that's the heart of Ravashar. So, to put it simply, Ravesh of Vishawar is this zodiac system, and it comes from what's called Arreqqana cosmology. Its whole purpose is to find the balance, the harmony between our gut instincts and our emotional side. It's not about picking one or the other. No, no. It's about seeing how they dance together to paint the full picture of who you really are. So let's talk about this, a different cosmic wheel. The best way to think about it is like a second zodiac. Yeah, a whole other cosmic wheel spinning right alongside the one most of us already know. And because it's a parallel system, it just adds this incredible new layer, a whole new dimension to how we see ourselves. And trust me, this is where things start to get really interesting. So what are the building blocks here? Well, the whole system is built on 13 sacred beast signs. These are then sorted into 6 different elemental groups, and it gets even cooler. Each sign is also tied to one of 12 sacred shapes. And remember, the whole point of all this is to create that perfect balance between instinct and emotion. Okay, next up, the system's sacred components. We're going to break down these elements, these animals, and these shapes and see how they all connect. All right, the elemental setup here is, honestly, it's fascinating. You've got your usual suspects, right? Fire, earth, water, wind. But then Ravesha R adds 2 more into the mix. Spirit, sometimes called ether, and shadow, or storm. So while the classic 4 are all about the physical world, these 2 new ones, they represent the stuff you can't touch. Spirit is all about purity and connection. And shadow? That's where you find the deep mysteries, the innovations that come from diving into the unknown. Super cool stuff. And it doesn't stop there. The system adds yet another layer of meaning by pairing every single animal with a sacred shape. So take the snake, for example. It's linked to the triangle, which is all about will and power. Then you've got the parrot, paired with the crescent moon, a symbol for voice and reflection. Every single one of these combinations is totally intentional. It's all designed to tell a richer, more complete story. Right, let's dig into the symbols and their meanings. Because these symbols, they're not just for show. Oh no, they hold these really deep, specific meanings that get to the very core of each sign. Let's take a look at a couple, the heart and the moon, to see what I mean. So let's put 2 of these side by side. You've got the crescent moon, which is tied to the parrot. This is all about receptive wisdom and expression. The idea is that it listens first, so it can then reflect the truth. But then you have the heart, which belongs to the hedgehog. This one is completely different. It's about empathy, but empathy that's protected by some really healthy boundaries. It's a symbol of like a spiritual gentleness. I just have to read you the full description for the hedgehog's heart symbol because it's just so beautifully written. It represents loving softly but wisely, protecting tenderness without losing warmth. Wow. I mean, it's that kind of poetic, really thoughtful depth that just defines what this whole Ravashar system is all about. And all of this, all these layers, it brings us to the absolute core of the whole system, the big finale, if you will. It's time to discover your twin resonance. Seriously, this is the part that makes Ravesha completely different from any other zodiac you've ever heard of. Okay, so get this. The central idea of Arreqqana cosmology, the universe this whole system comes from, is that every single person has 2 animal souls. Let that sink in. Not 1, 2. 2 totally distinct spiritual guides living inside of you. So you're probably asking, okay, how does that even work? Well, it's basically a 3-step path. First, you have your human thread. That's just your regular primary zodiac sign. Then you have your beast thread, which is your sign from this system, from Ravashar. And the magic happens when you merge them. That combination creates your twin resonance, this totally unique archetype that tells the real story of who you are. So now let's get to the story of 2 souls. I've got some amazing examples that show you how this actually works. This is where you can really see the magic of 2 souls merging together. Let's look at Peppy. Okay, so their primary sign is the lamb. gentleness. Their secondary sign from Ravishar is the phoenix dove, which is all about rebirth and purity. So you combine that naturally gentle soul with this immense power of renewal, and what do you get? You get the healer of heart and light. I love that. It's this archetype that can heal the deepest wounds using both incredible softness and this powerful transformative strength. Okay, now let's flip the script completely. A totally different energy. Jaru. Their main sign is the wolf. You combine that with the wild boar from Ravishar, a sign of grounded bravery, of just sacred endurance. Their twin resonance, the guardian who burns and protects. See, this isn't just any old protector. This is someone with a fiery primal instinct and an absolutely unshakable will to defend what's theirs. And the combinations can be really playful too. Take Sara. They merge the bunny cat with the industrious bumblebee, which in Ravishar is a sign of teamwork and devotion. And the result is the joyful messenger. How great is that? You can just imagine this person buzzing through life with this infectious energy, building communities and spreading connection everywhere they go.
And for our last example, we have Marie Sawa. Here, the driven horse from the main zodiac meets the far-seeing falcon, a Ravishar sign of pure vision and spiritual courage. Their combined story creates the leader of light and motion. This isn't just a boss, This is an archetype that has the vision to see the road ahead and the momentum to get everyone else moving towards that same bright, clear goal.
So, all of this brings us right back to you. Now that you've seen how these different energies can merge and create something totally new, you've got to wonder, right? If your two souls, your conscious, everyday self and your deep, instinctual self, if they could finally speak with a single voice, what story would they tell? What name would define your unique resonance?